Prekmurje region. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. So I've been told that I carry out a number of tasks, but well, multitasking is characteristic of Slovenia. Anyway, today I have been invited to briefly delineate the vision and the mission statement of Mosaic and how our efforts relate to sustainable and inclusive societies. When reflecting on my presentation today, a couple of thoughts surfaced. At first I didn't know where to begin, and then I realized that it wouldn't be bad if I started talking about our very beginnings. Now, this Mosaic Association was established in 2003 in Murska Sobota and more widely. At the time, that is in 2003, this region was characterized by a number of problems such as high unemployment rate. People seemed helpless and hopeless when it came to their future prospects. People who were long-term unemployed and very vulnerable encounter these problems first. Today, we are just witnessing a result of what has happened since 2003, although there was a time of blossoming, but in our region this was not the case. So, our focus is on people, and the best way to reintegrate them into society and the labor market is for them to find employment. Because by finding employment, they recapture dignity, and they also have a very beneficial impact on society and on themselves. We, in doing so, also are able to pursue our set objectives. So our emphasis is on training and employment, but when it comes to employment, we do not integrate them into existing jobs, but we seek to create new jobs, alternative jobs, so that these people can also make use of their potentials and find sustainable employment. When it comes to developing these alternative models, we are looking for regional characteristics, and if the focus is on the local, then of course we need to start with the region itself and more widely. You will know that the Pomurje region has been characterized by a number of problems which are displayed on the slide, so there is a sense of emergency. And when it comes to solving these problems, I want to underscore the fact that these solutions have not been successful because there is brain drain from the region, but those who remain find themselves unemployed at the end of the day in traditional industries. And of course we need to be competitive and we need to come up with global industries, but given the negative population trends, this is quite a challenge. When it comes to development opportunities, we focus on our local resources. So we are looking for what we have and not looking for what we do not have. And our aim is to develop a local economy that will be tailor-made for local population and meet their needs. So what do we have available? There are natural resources in our region, and these have been underutilized. And they're not very competitive globally. This means that if you look at our region, our flatlands, well, we cannot compete globally with them, but they are well maintained, and we believe that they have some potential for success. Human resources, well, I can only point out that there is traditional knowledge that has helped people to survive over centuries, so we rely on traditional knowledge and we try to tackle social exclusion, underemployment and other problems. Now, how to reverse this trend? As I have already emphasized, we try to make full use of what we have in abundance. How do we do that? Developing a social economy and developing social entrepreneurship is something that we have integrated into our development policies for the Pomurje region. We will also try to take an active part in all efforts when it comes to social economies and entrepreneurship, because we believe that there are ample opportunities for those who have not been able to find employment in the existing structure. So what do? We try to connect local characteristics with local needs, and we also seek to integrate vulnerable groups into this context. So once again, our focus is on what we have, and building on what we have, we try to meet the needs of the local population. In practice, this means rehabilitation as well as creating employment not only for vulnerable people but also for the community as a whole. Our focus is on quality food production, organic farming, renovation and revitalization of cultural heritage, environmental care and green programs, social programs, care for homeless and care for the elderly. This is what we are also seeking to achieve. And last but not least, we are trying to develop new tourist products and also attract investment. So these are our 5 focal points, which have been implemented at 4 levels. Everyone who is subject to our programs needs to undertake training, and this means that they do receive on-the-spot training. What we are seeking is to create new jobs. What does this mean? We have an employment center as well as a shelter for homeless people. And last but not least, we have been trying to focus on green programs, biomass, environmentalism. So we have 50 to 60 jobs. There's a lot of seasonal work, but I think this is our scope. Organic farming, I have already pointed it out. This is a huge potential because there is a major demand for high-quality organic food, and we link this demand to our production when designing our eco-social farm Korenika. We try to provide for fruit, veggies, grains, herbs, mushrooms, everything that is in abundance and available in nature. So we try to make full use of it, then we try to grow it. If you take a look at the slide, we also dry herbs, veggies, fruits. We produce infusions, herbal teas based on these dry products. And this is quite an innovative approach, and I also want to emphasize that there is demand for our products. Landscaping, this is our second focal point. Energy sources are in short supply and they are renewable, and we have an abundance of biomass and wood, and there is demand for biomass in the market, and this is why we try to connect producers, processors, to create comprehensive projects. Cultural heritage, well, it's not just about renovation, but if you take a look at our environmental social farm, Korenica, which is displayed on the slide, when we found it a few years ago, we were told that they were going to pull it down, but we intervened in due time. Anyway, this is the farm after a few years, and it provides space for 20 people. It's kind of a hub, and this farm also is a heart of our organic farming. So, once all products are produced within Novina company, we produce pasta, but I want to point out that these are organic, tailor-made products with special characteristics. So we want to be innovative as well. Also, we have bakery. To sum up, we are really satisfied with what we have achieved. In addition to these activities, we have also set up a support environment. We have experts, a mentor who is very instrumental in providing help to people who work here. We also have external experts who provide psychological support, and there are many volunteers who hand down traditional knowledge to other people. Last but not least, when it comes to marketing and brands, we are also connected with the regional brand that also reflects the spirit of the region. Secondly, we try to develop a social brand, a social label, meaning that our products have a social profile, a profile of social entrepreneurship. This is very important to us, that this is visible on the market. There is direct and indirect sale, but we have been coming across many new opportunities and inventing products that are put on the market. What is also very important is that we share our achievements with the environment and the wider community. This means that workshops are organized which give added value to our organic social farm. Now on funding, there are a number of development programs through European Social Fund, and we also draw funds from the cross-border cooperation, because we're lucky enough that we are situated between three neighboring countries. So we also get market revenues, which account for 35%. But most of it comes from development funds and other national resources. This is all on my part. I hope I've provided you with insight into our activities. By way of conclusion, I would like to invite you to experience our farm firsthand. Thank you very much.